make good his escape in the lead of the race, if at all he can. He's just heading down No, it wasn't. It was still Will Hunt that's there in second position. Dean Warriner is in third place, but it's a very handsome amount of daylight that Shane Stoney has built between himself and the chasing pack. So as they come over the start-finish line now and put the first lap into the book, Shane Stoney leads the race. Will Hunt in second position, looking to try and make amends for the misfortune that befell him in the race earlier on, where he posted his first retirement of the season. Dean Warriner in third place. Adash Radia's now up into fourth place, and down to fifth has gone Matt Jones, but Matt still leads the Fangio class for drivers aged 40 and over. Having jumped out of the Caterham, he's in sixth place in this race just a few minutes later. Lee Collins in sixth place, ahead of Julian Lay in seventh place, and in eighth place is number 52, which is Ross Elliott. Well, he started well down on the grid. He started 14th on the grid, Ross Elliott, and is now up into eighth position at the end of the first lap of the race, ahead of Chris Short, who's in ninth place, and Mark Williams completes the top 10 at this stage. The leading rookie that we've got at the end of the first lap of the race is Mark Tranter, is the leading rookie. So we'll see as to whether he can hang on to that, because he's certainly got Sam Ashworth right with him at the start of this particular lap. So race pack of cars just heading out of Oggies up towards Williams. Shane Stoney leading by 2.371 seconds at the end of the first lap of racing. He secured victory earlier on by 21 seconds, and remember he qualified on pole comfortably this morning as well, did Shane Stoney. Let's see whether he can do what he did at Alton Park and at Castle Park. Over the start-finish line comes our race leader, Shane Stoney, former Mini Challenge champion, still leading the race. Will Hunt, then Dean Warriner, then the number 23 car of Adash Radia, sitting there in second, third and fourth places respectively. Matt Jones still in fifth place, but side by side further back through the field. That's Mackenzie Walker going wheel to wheel with Mark Williams. Can Walker make it through? Yes, he does. Around the outside of Mark Williams for Mackenzie Walker, brings the number 27 car now up into 10th position. So a few little spots of rain just beginning to appear on the commentary box windows again now, and they are biggish spots of rain which aren't going to dampen the circuit just as yet. The cloud level looks reasonable, but yeah, the spots of rain that are scheduled to reappear around about 5 o'clock are just starting to come down now. And for these cars, sort of, it was a wet circuit that turned to a dry circuit for them in race number 1. Let's hope that it's not the opposite way around in this one, because it's drying now, and with a few spots of rain it could start to get a little bit moist as the clock continues to tick down. We've got just under 15 minutes of the race to go. 2 laps completed by Shane Stoney, who now leads by 4.3 seconds after the first couple of laps, or 6 miles. He's just heading down the Bentley straight now, is Shane Stoney, about to come into the side through Nelson. He's already out of that complex of corners before Will Hunt even arrives on the scene. Mark Jones, who of course started dropped himself down through the order, is at this stage. However, good fight for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th positions. They are all together. That includes the likes of Lee Collins at the front of that little pack of cars. Then it is going to be Chris Lay, who's under pressure from the charging Ross Elliott here, who might be able to grab a further place here, up to 8th place. Is it going to be up to 7th? Yes, it is. Ross Elliott gets through and ahead of Chris Lay. The number 44 car dropping down into 8th position, so it's another place gained from Ross Elliott from 14th on the grid. He's now passed half of the field in 3 laps of racing. Up to 7th he comes. So spits of rain, all turning, spits of water now turning more towards rain than just little occasional drops, which means that at the moment, I think with the warmish ambient temperatures still, whilst it might feel as though there's a chunk of it going onto your visor, it's probably not raining as bad as people out there might possibly think. Fingers crossed it will stay the same. It doesn't sound that good, does it, on the commentary box roof? A great 3-way fight still for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position, because now it's Dean Warriner that has managed to get through and ahead of Will Hunt. So we have had the change in the order. Dean Warriner in the grey number 19 car now up ahead of Will Hunt, who, as we say, was 2nd in the championship standings and had been the consistent driver all season until Mechanical Gremlins struck him in the race earlier on. We've also got Mackenzie Walker recovering from a spin by the look of things coming out of Agostini, so it looks as though Mackenzie Walker is now going to drop to the very tail end of the field. To recover from. Our race leader now leading by 6.222 seconds at the end of 3 laps of racing. What's the gap going to look like this time through? It's going to be up by another couple of seconds. Lap of the race last time. Shane Stoney 157.892. Dean Warriner in 2nd, Will Hunt down to 3rd, but still pressurising Warriner whilst trying to keep Adash Radia at bay at the same time. Imagination, or has Adash Radia midway through this race all of a sudden become eligible for the Fangio class? It didn't have that beside his name on the previous lap. It's not just me, is it? No, I did think all of a sudden he's become midway through the race, he becomes eligible for the class, which is slightly worrying. So yeah, he would be 40, wouldn't he? So yeah. Yeah, Adash Radia is eligible for the Fangio class because the cut-off year for it this year is 40 years of age. So yeah, all of a sudden, rightly so, he becomes eligible for that class. So the weather conditions starting to worsen again now. Now, is it affecting the lap times? Yes, it is, because the vast majority of cars were circulating slower on the last lap they completed. So perhaps it is just starting to maybe cause the circuit to have a little bit of greasiness and slippiness about it. Our race leader, Shane Stoney, increasing his speed advantage by another 2 seconds. He's averaging about 2 seconds a lap that he's pulling out by. Comes Mackenzie Walker, so I did see his car going rather slowly, and maybe we can find news as to what the problem is with this car. He is now out of the race. Over the start-finish line goes Shane Stoney, another lap completed. That was a slower lap, about 5 seconds slower than his previous best. So right now, we've got 2nd and 3rd place, Dean Warriner has dropped back into what will be 5th position. It's now Will Hunt and Adash Radia that are fighting over 2nd and 3rd position, with then Lee Collins sitting there in 4th place. Dean Warriner down 3 places, started that lap in 2nd place and is now down into 5th place with a squirrely moment somewhere, and that squirrely moment came at the final sector by the look of things. So it was either through Brundle and Nelson, the bomb hole, Corable Murray's, where he had the wiggly moment. And that's what's dropped him down through the order, and all of the lap times now dropping off by about 5 seconds a lap. So clearly the rain is now starting to affect the conditions out there. There's another good fight going on behind Ross Elliott, which is going to be the fight with Chris Short, Julian Lay and Mark Williams, which is just heading round through Hamilton now and up towards Oggies. They were pretty close to each other as they came over the start-finish line. It looks as though Ross Elliott has further sort of gapped those cars behind him now on his charge from 14th on the grid up to 7th. Is he actually coming to the progress of the 52 car, the white car with its day-glow orange flashes, has been halted slightly. Time, 8 minutes of the race to go. The recovering Guy Warren is back into 4th place, so he's managed to gain one further place that he had lost with whatever his problem was on the lap prior, so he's now got himself ahead of the black car of Matt Jones. In fact, it's Adash Radia actually that's now in 2nd place. 23 Adash Radia up into 2nd position, Will Hunt down into 3rd, Dean Warren up into 4th, then it is going to be Lee Collins that's down into 5th. It's going to be Matt Jones that's down into 5th, Lee Collins sitting there in 6th place, Chris Short is up to 7th, Mark Williams is up to 8th, Ross Elliott is down to 9th, and Chris Lay is down to 10th, so there's been a chunk of change of position over the course of that lap. Leading rookie that we've got is still the number 5 car now in the hands of Sam Ashworth. He sits down there in 11th position. Of course, everybody other than Mackenzie Walker still out there and circulating at this stage. So the car of Dean Warrener is now back up ahead of Adash Radia, so that means that he has got past both Will Hunt, who he was fighting with over the start-finish line, and the number 23 car of Adash Radia. This time through, what's going on the bottom part of the circuit? That was where Dean Warren made the mistake last time, I'm sure. There goes safely through shot the car of Shane Stoney. Then much impossible to tell at the distance that we're looking at. One of them is slowing, one of them is really slowing. A big moment coming out of what was has gone Shane Stoney. Here comes Dean Warrener. Then the next of the cars is going to be the number 11 car of Chris Short, who started that lap in 7th. And it's at the end of it, which is really got me struck by a 4-place escape there by Chris Short, which puts him into the lead of the Fangio class as well. So he gains 4 places. The number 77 car of Matt Jones gains 1 place, losing 3 places with Adash Radia. Also losing 3 places was Will Hunt. And then it's Mark Williams who's up 1 place and losing 2 places now as car number 82, which is Lee Collins. So the positions really bouncing around on that lap, and I was watching intently for any changes of position and didn't spot a single one. All 3 of us in the commentary box looking slightly bemused by that one. So keep an eye towards that one. We are side by side heading out of or into Agostini, and sideways coming out, but that's Adash Radia that's lost a further place there, I think. So that is Will Hunt that's now gone ahead of him and dropped the number 23 car of Adash Radia down a further position, so that'll be down into 6th place now. He's coming under attack from Mark Williams now, so maybe Adash Radia just struggling a little bit more compared to others in these tricky conditions. Stoney still continuing to press on in the lead of the race. Lead advantage is 13.3 seconds. He'll get over the start-finish line with 2 more lap times remaining. He's about to start thereafter. So he can hang on to where he is now. That'll be 3 runners-up spots couple of seconds, he's had a third, he's had a couple of fourths. Ninth in the final results. Remember, he did pick up that 5-second penalty in the race earlier on, so he'll be keen to try and make amends from that. Over the start finish line he goes. Gap between Dean Warren and Chris Short is just shy of 0.4 of a second. Down to ninth now has gone Lee Collins, so that's another change that did occur that we didn't spot, but we certainly spotted Will Hunt, number 21, moving up to 5th and getting ahead of Adarsh Radi, who drops down into 6th place. We certainly did spot that one. Out of the Wilson hairpin, up towards the left-hander at Palmer they go. The advantage dwindled for the race leader by about 1.5 seconds that time through, so it's now down to 11.8 seconds first to second place, which is more just a case, I'm sure, as it was in race number 1, of Shane Stoney just controlling the pace. We are side by side for second and third place. Dean Warren is about to lose out potentially here on the run up towards Hamilton, and yes, he has lost out. Chris Short has made it stick, and therefore the number 11 car, the white car of Chris Short, now moves up into second position. Dean Warren is down into third place. Matt Jones sitting there in the all black car in fourth position, and in fifth place it is, by the look of things, now couldn't quite see, just say this kid out the fifth position. 40 minutes remaining on the clock. We've got Shane Stoney heading for the penultimate time up towards the fourth hole. Safely on the road, a new second place car on Chris Short, who is, by the way, the leading driver in Fangio. Of the race, not least of which as to whether Chris Short can still hold the second place, whether Dean Warren has got anything else that he can throw at it. Through goes Shane Stoney onto the final lap of the race. Hard work as he did in race 1 in the early stages to build the advantage. Chris Short and Dean Warren are sitting in second and third places respectively. We've still got Matt Jones sitting there in fourth place, Will Hunt, Mark Williams and Ross Elliott there in what is 5th, 6th and 7th places, because Adarsh Radi has lost 2, we've had 3 further places on that lap. He slid down into 9th position over the start finish line, so starts the lap in 6th, finishes in 9th as say Mark Williams, Ross Elliott and Lee Collins all go through. So Adarsh Radi now down into 9th place, and Chris Lay sitting there in 10th place, the leading rookie Sam Ashworth in 11th, Mark Tranter there in 12th place, and then the cars in 13th and 14th, which is Simon Bailey and Paul Clark, still has yet to come through and over the start finish line. But for Shane Stoney, it does look as though it is going to be yet another win for him, and it now means that surely mathematically the championship is getting ever more pointed in his direction. He came into this weekend leading the championship by what, the best part of 66 points it was. He's added certainly another 42 to it for the first race. He's already on this one set the fastest lap, which gives him the point, and had pole, so that's another 2. If he can hang on to it now, just and increase the lead even more so over Will Hunt, because of course Will had that retirement in the race earlier on today, so he's let's get started from half. 1st of September, Stoney is going to have a great deal more work to do to the championship title. Chalk up yet another win. You've got 5 wins prior to this weekend, and another 2 to that. 7 wins campaign races. Shane Stoney in the Radical SR1 Cup for 2019. He comes through to grab the win. Can Mark Williams do anything about trying to attack for another position? It's going to be Chris Short in second place, Dean Warren in third place, Matt Jones in fourth place, and is Will Hunt going to get caught by Mark Williams? Not quite. It was a good run towards the line though. Will Hunt, number 21, just finishes in 5th place, ahead of Mark Williams in 6th place. Ross Elliott will finish in 7th. It's going to be Lee Collins in 8th place. Adarsh Radi had a bit of a yo-yo race really. He finishes in 9th place, and it's Chris Lay that finishes in 10th place. Just literally 10th place. Sam Ashworth. Mark Tranter comes through to finish in 16th place. This is the only